Hey guys, this is gonna be a really quick, and when I mean really quick, I mean maybe like a 3-minute video or so. I just really wanted to show you guys how to change spark plugs on the FRS BRZ 86 chassis. A lot of you guys seem to be under the wrong impression that you need to drop the motor or do any kind of crazy motor mount work. But I've noticed a lot of people are doing this shit and they're talking about it and they're telling other people the wrong information. You don't need to do anything special to get the spark plugs out. I'm gonna show you a couple steps that you need to do. I don't necessarily have the smallest hands either, so no, there's nothing special that goes into it. You're gonna pull the ECU. Basically, you're gonna pull the 3 10 millimeters. You're gonna kind of flip it out of the way, and that's gonna give you access over here. Over here, it's a little bit tighter, but I promise you, you can get to it from up here. All right, I went ahead, pulled those 3 10 millimeters like I told you about. I flipped that ECU back, and right over here you have access. With a little bit of finesse, I managed to get the 2 bolts out of the coil packs. You just wiggle them loose. You can slide it right up and out of there. Same thing with this one. You just pull it out, and pop it out. And now I'm gonna go ahead, get a little setup going, and then I'm gonna pull these spark plugs. And this is the easy side. This is all I'm using to get the passenger side spark plugs out. This will bust, the 10 millimeter will bust the ECU and the coil packs. And then this 14 small extension and this magnet will help you get the spark plugs out. Basically, you're gonna build these inside of the car. You're gonna slide this in first, and you're gonna slide this in, pop it into place, and then that'll allow you to have enough room to go in here, pop it on to this, and then you can loosen it. And then once you're pretty loose, you pop this off, spin it a little bit by hand till you feel like it's like hand tight. Then you pop this from there, remove this. A magnet helps with that. And then you can fish this out with a magnet, and then you can pull the rest, pull this. I went ahead and I built the extension of the socket in there. I'm gonna go ahead and fish this in there. It's hard to record and do this at the same time. Just pop it on into place. I think it's either out or hand tight. So you can see how I can't pull this whole thing out. You have to separate it inside of the car. There's this. And then you get your trusty magnet you throw on the ground. Reach up in here, pull the socket out. So it's loose, so I got my magnet, and it's helping me get the plug out. Bam. Now I'm gonna reinstall this side, button it all up, and then move on to the driver. About another, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes have passed. Everything's buttoned back up. I got the ECU back in. I got the coil packs on and in there. On this side, I'm gonna remove this little shield, and that'll give me more room to access the spark plug and coil packs. For this, I'm using a really long extension with a 12 millimeter, and that'll allow me to snake through here to get that bolt. And then I just got that bolt with the same setup. Now this is loose, so you're gonna wanna snake it out of here. It's hooked on the intake manifold, so you lift it. It'll pop right off. I slid it out the back, I raised it out the front, and I just pull it out the rest of the way through the front. This is really hard to do with one hand. And aside from those 2 bolts on that thing and that setup, everything else is going to be the exact same. Basically, I got everything removed and replaced. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put that guy back in. These little guys right here, the little bracket right here, I went ahead and pulled that to give me more wrist room. Cool, well, that's it. I hope that was pretty helpful. I kind of developed that method on my own. I'm not really sure if there's another easier way. There very well could be. I could think of a dozen different combinations that you can use with a ratchet, but that works best for me. I think all in all, this probably took me about 35 minutes or so, which isn't bad for a boxer motor, especially in something this tight. Yeah, well, that's it. If you have any tips or tricks for anybody else, or you want to say I'm wrong or whatever, just drop it in the comments. Thanks.